Hello, maybe we should not be on mute. Hello, this is Jessica Magoch, CEO of JPM Sales Partners, sharing everything I learned building, training, and leading a sales team from zero to over $100 million in revenue in 3 years for a B2B startup. And today I'm sharing 5 things that you must stop doing in 2020 because it's killing your sales. Okay. So take note because I see these things all the time, and I work with entrepreneurs and tech founders all the time on these things, and I think everybody should know about them. So also, I have lipstick on today, which is different for me. Number 1 is stop sending generic LinkedIn requests. So LinkedIn used to be this like sanctuary, right? Because they had so many get locks and gates on LinkedIn, and then they allowed, or maybe haven't really figured out how to stop allowing some of these bots to use LinkedIn. So people are sending out generic, that it'll automatically connect with people and then automatically send them a message when you connect, and then automatically send them in a series that you set up. And they're all completely generic. Stop doing that. I mean, I get maybe 20 a day, and it's so clear when it's not a message intended for me. Your clients feel the same way, right? So everyone's getting these. Stop sending generic LinkedIn messages, okay? If you're going to try to contact somebody, make it personal. If you say you looked at their profile, you better have looked at their profile and pulled out something unique to them that could only apply to them so that they know that you are talking specifically to them. That is how you're going to differentiate yourself from all of your competitors who are also inundating your clients on LinkedIn. And that initial LinkedIn request that you send with that, how it allows you to send a message before you connect with someone, if that's not going to be personal, just don't put one at all. Say why you're contacting them specifically. I want to connect to build my network. That's, who cares? Don't write anything. Number 2 is the same thing applying to emails and cold email campaigns, okay? So if you're cold outreaching somebody and you're going to tell me that your client is inundated with emails, right? And they don't check their email, they ignore email messages because they're all, they're getting inundated with it. Number 1, why are you sending emails to try to connect with them? Number 2, if you're going to send email, which is still a really great medium because people who work check their email, it's part of their job. So you're already in a place where they have to be. So if they're going to check their email anyway, what's going to make them open yours? And the answer to that is highly personalized, not merge tags of first name, last name, company, title. Nothing you could put in a merge tag. I'm talking about actual research. Now, the objection to that is going to be, well, that takes a long time. Yeah, it does. It takes a long time to do it right. But once you've done the research, you have it forever. So it could take you, a year for that person to respond to you, but you only had to do the research once to get their attention. So instead of sending 100 generic emails and blasting out, 1,000 messages, take the time. You can hire this out. You can outsource this to make it highly personal and find something interesting or unique about that person that they know this message was intended specifically for them. And that means you really need to make sure that they are your ideal client before you start sending them messages, because don't leave it up to them to decide if their product is right for you. Okay. So if you're not getting like 20, I've seen really good cold generic email campaigns get 18% response rates. So those are great because they were highly personalized as far as understanding their ideal client inside the email. But when you personalize emails, you're going to get 65, 70% return rates. You tell me which is the better investment, right? I'd rather get someone responding to me in a kind manner because they know I took the time to get to know them, and they know we're human to human selling. Number 3 is your unique value proposition, right? We talk about value proposition. What exactly are you offering? Well, I want to focus on the unique part. It's unique value proposition. Unique. What makes you unique that nobody else can say they do, that none of your competitors can say they do? If what makes unique is, we have great relationships, so all of your competitors can say that. What makes unique, you're unique, we're experts at this. Well, all of your competitors can say that. So really, what is your unique value proposition? What makes you completely different from anybody else solving the problem that you solve? Okay? Unique value proposition. It's going to make it so much easier to attract people into your circle when it's actually a unique proposition. Number 4 is the same generic kind of messaging applied to cold calling. So if you're cold calling and your first sentence is about your company or your offer, dude, you're sending out red flags. Right? They're saying, stay away. This person's only here to sell me something. Okay. So your first email, your first lines on your cold calls need to be, hey, how are you doing today? And then go, why are you calling? And then you say, well, out of curiosity, I was looking at your LinkedIn profile and I saw this really interesting thing, right? And you find something interesting or unique or some way that knows that you took the time to get to know the person that you're calling before you call them, as if it was a scheduled appointment. Now, again, you're going to say, well, that takes time. Yes, it takes time. And again, it's also something you can outsource so that it's in there in the CRM, that it pops up their profile so you can have all these tools working in the background for you. Please don't pay someone to sit in your office and dial numbers and try to get through to gatekeepers and then spend about 10% of their day actually talking to decision makers. What? That is a waste of time, right? So a waste of just doing work doesn't mean that you're getting anything done, right? If you're doing work, but you're only talking to decision makers 10% of the time, then what you're doing is not working. So take the time to do the research. And when you're talking to the decision makers, actually open with a line that says that you care about them and use tools to get around the gatekeeper. If you keep hitting the gatekeepers and you can't get through, then call when the gatekeeper's not there. This is like old school sales stuff, right? Call before 9 a.m. and after 5. That means that you might have to change your hours at your office. Yes, all of those things. Do what's different. You cannot do the same thing that all of your competitors are doing and expect different results. Cold calling worked when only 5 people were calling a day, or 2 people, or once a week, right? And now when you get hundreds of calls a day, no. Okay? I'm not saying don't make a phone call. I'm saying get a phone call, make sure you have direct numbers and that you're leaving highly personalized voicemails, because we all know spammy cold callers who are just out to make money don't leave voicemails, right? Get in touch with the person that you want and make sure that they know you have done your research and you care about them and you are a person too. The opposite is just being lazy, right? You're we call it jumping over quarters to get to nickels. Like you're doing what you think is easier, but it actually costs you sales. And then 5 is giving unqualified presentations. So presenting your demo or your product to people that you have not properly qualified, if they are right for your product or if they even can buy your product right now. Not having the right decision makers in the room, not knowing if they qualify for budget, okay? This coincides with my bonus do not do, which is no surprises. Never surprise your customer, which means they should not have to know until all the way at the end of your presentation after you spend, hours with them between prospecting and in between appointments and doing a presentation, how much your product costs. You need to qualify them on budget specifically up front. And that doesn't mean like, oh, they're a $10 million company, they can afford it. That does not mean anything. Companies have budgets and you need to be able to fit in your budget or figure out how they're going to make a budget, right? It's also for individuals, right? They need to know where you fit in is your price point. Now, you will justify that price later, but you don't want to spend your time speaking with someone who's completely out of your price point. It's like being a realtor, and we've all been in this situation where you give the realtor your budget and then they go show you something that's twice as much. It's like, well, thanks, but I can't afford that. That's why I gave you my budget. It's not fair. So do the right thing and no surprises. Get all the information you need up front before you give a presentation, because they're going to be so excited about working with you. We need to make sure that they actually can buy from you. So that's my rant for today. Welcome to 2020 in a couple days. Don't do those 5 things and you'll see your sales soar. I'll see you soon. Bye.